I just want to ask you one question. Why don't you love yourself? Why aren't you madly obsessed with you? Do you think you're unlovable? Because the thing is, you're searching for love. You want somebody to love you, right? So clearly you want love, but why is it that the one person that should love you is not you? You feel like you've made too many mistakes. You feel like you don't deserve love. You feel like you're not good enough. You feel like what? Because all of it is a lie. You deserve love. Everyone deserves love, which is crazy because we did some questionable people, but at the end of the day, everyone deserves love because everyone's a human, and kindness is love, you know. Being held is love. Being cared for is love. Being thought of is love. Being compassionate is love. And we all need that, whether or not we believe it. And it's so important that we come to a point where we begin to do it for ourselves first before looking for it from anyone else. Because if we're constantly looking for validation from others, we won't know who we are. We won't be doing things because we want to. We'll be doing things to get the validation from others. We'll be doing things to get the reactions from others, to feel like we're good enough. And this goes across the board, from romantic relationships, family, career. All of those validation is what pumps us up to feel good about yourself. But if you take that all away and you don't feel good about yourself, there lies the problem. None of the merits, none of the people around you should be the reason why you feel like you deserve love. You feel like you could deserve love because you do deserve love. That should be the core essence of what it is. So it's in this time where you need to start working on that. Now, this is not no self-love help situation where it's like, I want you to love yourself so you can find a person that... No, this is about finding true love within yourself so that you can treat yourself better, so that you don't stand up for certain things that are happening, so you can set boundaries, so you can understand and know who you are, so you can finally be free to live life on your accord. Because the reason why validation means so much to us is because it guides us. It gives us a direction to go towards, right? Because if, for example, you are a person that grew up in a household where everybody was an academic, everybody got a doctor's degree, and you want to be an art student, you don't want to do a doctor's, but your parents is pushing you to do the doctor because everybody did it. So you feel inclined to do that because you're looking for validation, for the approval, for their love. You may not know they love you regardless of that. They may not have shown that. But because it has not been physically said to you, verbally said to you, you're running with that mindset. So all you can do is get into a program that you don't want, just to create tension. And finally one day probably blow up and say, I never wanted this. Or just completely feel shunned because you decide to go another route. Love yourself enough that even if you have to choose something else, that it does not matter what other people think, other people do, other people say. That validation is fleeting. Because if somebody truly loves you, they will love you unconditionally. Which is why you need to start loving you unconditionally, because then you will know what love really is. Love is unconditional. The love that we have on this earth is with conditions. People love you until you do something they don't like and they don't love you no more. That's not love. It's not love. That's limits. It's limits. It starts with you. You have to choose you. This is it. We're in a very vulnerable state and mindset and place. And I know it's weird to say this is the time to love yourself, but I'm saying this because if you do not love yourself, you will not set up boundaries. You will not know when to take a beat, to get back into who you are, to find peace. To find peace when the storm is looking dark. Okay? Like, we are in times where you need to love yourself, or else the world will tell you who you are. And baby girl, that is not who you are. This is not who you are. You have to love yourself in this era. And then loving yourself means not just doing the whole self-care, buy this, buy that, da, da, da. It means pouring into who you are and all that you encompass. Whether you are a person that loves to color, you love music, you love creating, you love writing, you love flowers. It means embodying all of that. It means to take a breath, to remember you're alive, to go for a walk and remember you're alive and you are blessed beyond measure, and you don't have to prove yourself to anyone. That's the level of love, that you don't care what anyone says about you. You know who you are and God knows who you are. That is love, because that love will break chains. That love will break bondages, because when people see that amount of just love, it will be contagious. They will ask themselves, why do I not love myself? Why am I not sharing? I've seen it in my own self. I've started loving myself out loud to the point I've seen people be inspired by what I'm doing, and it makes me warm inside, because I'm not doing it for none of that. I'm doing it for me, because I'm tired of walking on this earth feeling unloved and looking in the mirror and me being one of the person that doesn't love me. I be dang if everybody else don't love me, but me not loving me. Do you see me? Baby, I fly. You don't like me, that's fine, but I fly. That's the attitude you need to have, because then you're unshakable, because then you're going out into the world doing the things that scare you, because then you're not afraid to be alone, because then you can see yourself for who you are and you can do the impossible, because you truly love yourself. That power in itself is so strong to the point it scares other people. I've seen it. You being so confident in yourself scares people away. I've had people tell me they thought it was shallow. They thought me was shallow. I know, it was crazy. I was like, well, I can't change your mind, nor do I want to. That's not my job. Whatever you perceive is a reflection of you. That's really what it is. Because me, I love myself. You need to get so gung-ho that even when people say what they thought of you, you remember that's not you. You don't take it in. But that comes with being transparent. That comes with being radically honest with yourself, with your flaws, with the things you need to work on, and with the fact that for a very long time you didn't believe who you are. And I'm gonna say one thing, controversial or not, because I love myself, this did not happen without God. God gives me confidence, because at the end of the day, whether I'm down and out, where I have no pennies to my name, He got my back in more ways than one. He's shown me I deserve love, even when I felt like crap, straight up crap. And because of that, now I know I can love myself. And whether or not I'm with anybody, I know He'll always have my back and He'll always love me no matter what. So whether you believe or not, there is somebody still rooting for you. There is somebody that loves you. It's just time now that you start to love you.